Hey watch fans, Brad from Brent Miller Jewelers, and as promised, I'm going to do a quick comparison of these new Breitling Superocean models and compare them to the old ones. Again, it's not going to be all-inclusive, just try to hit on some of the main points. In my hand here, I have both 42 millimeters, and I guess to make it a little bit closer, I will do the white and blue new model on my left here and the blue 42 millimeter model that's outgoing here. Obviously, aesthetically, I don't think we need to go over that. You can look at them and see, you don't have your Arabics here, your 12.6.9. And overall, you just have certainly a different look for sure. No date window. And really, in my opinion, the new ones have just been refined a little bit. If you look at the lugs are thinner. The crown protector has definitely been thinned out here on the left on the new one compared to kind of more blocky on your right. Case thickness, this one's obviously a little bit thinner. The new one is definitely a little bit thinner. I'm going to list all of the dimensions in the description. I'm not going to go over all the numbers. They're both 42 millimeters. I think both wear like 42 millimeters, but the case thickness is definitely about a millimeter thinner. The lug is less. The only difference, surprisingly, was that I will point out is you have a 20 millimeter lug width on the older one, and the new one is a 22, as well as you do have polished center links. Personally, I prefer to see all brushed. I think I actually like the 20 millimeter lug width as well. However, this does taper. The new one at 22 millimeters does taper to 18, but this one did as well. So just something to note there again as one of the differences, but really just wanted to get them side by side and look at just the difference in the crown protector, the way that is just a lot thinner. And I found that I was able to a lot easier to manipulate, pull out the crown here, to wind the crown. I was just able to get to it better on the new model. So the other huge difference that we can talk about is the clasp. Not only does the new clasp look different, I think it's a huge upgrade aesthetically. Functionality wise, you have a dual trigger push button deployant versus the older model. We had the flip lock, but again, the micro adjustment was here. You needed a tool, whether it be a toothpick, the back of your spring bar, whatever it may be, you needed a tool to manipulate that. The new micro adjustment is really, really, in my opinion, well executed, like some other manufacturers have gone to, where you just push this lever here and it slides in for you. And you have a decent amount of adjustability. If this is all the way out, you can see how many grooves are in there. So, I mean, you're going to be able to get a perfect fit with this model. So, again, I just think aesthetically it looks better. The functionality is better. Whether or not you like the new dial, that's perfectly, I think there's going to be differing opinions on that. I think some will like the old. I personally do like the new for everything you get. I like the style. Again, it's a reference to the slow motion diver from I believe it was 1965, if I remember correctly. As well as you have a ceramic bezel on this. So if you take a look at your bezel, for anyone wondering, the Superocean Heritage model is not going anywhere. From what we have been told, this is just the new Superocean model replacing this model. The Superocean Heritage is not going anywhere. Breitling will continue to carry 2 dive options. I don't have any information as of the time of filming this, what movement is being used here. Given the price point, again, I don't even have the price point on these new models yet, as they were all below 5. My gut and my intuition is that it's going to be the same movement we have in the older model and not the B20 and some of the Superocean Heritage models. Take a listen to, again, if you saw the first video, I think the bezel action on these new models is fantastic. Just give you the old one. And the old ones weren't bad. It's just, this is a little smoother. And I feel like it sounds a little better. So ceramic bezel, better feeling sounding bezel in my opinion. You know, thinner case, shorter lug to lug. In my opinion, it's a win. I do like the blue on the white. And again, as we get different color variations in, I will be sure to share those. So that's the 42 millimeter. I also have the new green 44 and the older black 44. Again, I don't have the new one on the bracelet. I can tell you I weighed the 42s, almost identical. The new one weighed 174.4 grams. The new one was 170, or the old one was 178.1. So a 4 gram difference on those two 42s I just had. But overall, again, just look at the difference in the lugs, lug to lug, the thickness of the lugs, the overall length of the lugs. On these models, I'll share this with you. The new one is 50.2 lug to lug, whereas the older one here on my right was 52.7. So about 2.5 millimeter difference. Again, the case thickness on the old one was 14.2 versus 12.6, so about 2.5 millimeters on the case thickness as well. So overall, just wanted to get these side by side. Again, I will list full dimensions of the old model and the new model, the 42s and the 44s in the description. If you want to take a look at that. If you guys have questions, comments, please leave them in the comment section. Would love to just chat and see what you guys think about these new Breitling Superoceans. Thanks for viewing. If there's anything I can do for you, email me, brad@brentlmiller.com, and I'll see you in the next video.